Hi everyone, welcome to the Knitting Den, episode number 124, and today is Wednesday, not Tuesday, Wednesday, August the 6th. Yesterday was hubby's birthday, so I didn't get a chance to record, but I'm here now, al fresco once again, the weather's gorgeous. I am on the porch instead of beside the picnic table, because we did get a lot of rain yesterday, so it's really wet, the ground. So I thought I'd stay here. Again, I always want to sit on that side of the porch, but I just don't think the lighting is as good, and it's a little breezy, as it usually is. Anyway, welcome. My name is Denise. I'm also known as Knitting Den on Ravelry and Instagram. Welcome back, everyone that is returning. My friends, every week I look forward to sitting here, and I'm always crossing fingers that I can get to sit outside again with you. So far, so good. I want to welcome new viewers. If you're watching for the first time, thanks for joining us. And a special welcome. We've had a lot of people join the Ravelry group, so thank you for doing that. And to those who left an introduction, I really appreciate it. And so I want to say hi to Jordan, who is Jordan Dunaway in Texas. And Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne. She is It's Me Sue. I like that name. It's Me Sue on Ravelry, and she's in Canada. And then there's Jenny, who is GenCom72, and she's in Sweden. You guys are all over the place. It's awesome. And then we have DQ Knits, who is Jen, and she's in the UK, Merseyside. I'm not sure where in Merseyside. Liverpool always springs to mind. I had my best friend was born in Liverpool. And I've been there a few times. I've took hubby, as a touristy attraction. I took hubby when we were living there to see all the Beatles stuff and everything. So hi to Jen. And then there's Jackie, who is Pack-A-Fan on Ravelry, and she's in Wisconsin. I want to say Eau Claire. That's how it looks to me. And then there's Christine, who is Cuted Socks, and she's in Maryland. And that's the first state I ever lived in when I came to the States. So hi, Christine. And that is everyone. But that's a lot. So thank you for leaving an introduction, and welcome. I hope you're watching this week. I got my notes here. I've grabbed lots of bags of knitting. Not that much to show regarding the knitting, but I brought all my other works in progress out, and I'm going to just take stock of what I've got, and we'll get into that in a second. I do want to apologise. Last week I totally forgot to upload to iTunes. I uploaded to YouTube. I'm getting used to that, and I like that a lot of other podcasters are using YouTube, because I can watch it on my big TV. So I'm uploading there. That's my main upload now. Blip has gone out the window. I think I'd lost my account sometime in July. I've not even checked. But I upload to iTunes via Podcast Garden, and I totally forgot to do that last week. So thank you. I can't remember your name, but you did mention it in the group, in the Ravelry group, just a couple of days ago or so, I think. And Kathy mentioned it as well. It should be on there now if anybody still needs to watch it via iTunes, but I'm so sorry I didn't upload straight away. I will try to do that this week, get it uploaded to both sites. So let's see. What did I write down? It's August. Already the first week just about gone. Our weather has kind of been up and down crazy still. We're getting some gorgeous sunshine, but even yesterday still, huge thunderstorm in the afternoon. Some of the bangs from the thunderstorm actually rattled the window. It was that loud. And we got a downpour. But that's okay, because we really need it, and I was in the house, so I don't mind. But it's great that I get the chance to come out in the mornings. I've been sitting here a lot this week just knitting as well, so I was looking forward to having you here with me on this particular day, or normally it's a Tuesday, but as I said, it is Wednesday today. I do find once the thunderstorms are coming over and the weather's cooler here, I find myself looking forward to fall already. I know some of you still have like 100-degree weather, but I feel as if summer's kind of coming to an end here, and I'm so looking forward to it. I want the leaves to turn brown, and all of a sudden I have a craving for homemade soups. So I'm going to start looking into that. It's not cold weather, it's not fall here, but I don't know, it just, again, I don't want to wish the year away, but it's just, I'm starting to look forward to fall. What can I say? And school starts next week. Kristen starts on Monday, so that always reminds me of, well, you know, fall's just around the corner when school goes back, in my opinion. But anyway, let's jump in to the knitting and let's see what's in the den. What's in the den this week? I put my coffee down in my California mug. California. Alright, let's put it somewhere where I can still see my notes. I was going to start off with the forest foliage. And I'm going to bend down a couple of times because my bags are all on the floor in front of me. And I'll show my bags all the time, not all the time, but today I'm going to show you the bags everything's in. So, in my Spock, lizard, rock, paper, scissors, whichever order you want to say, is the forest foliage. I did not bring the botanical books with me today to show you. And I've actually just started a row and then I stopped because I was chatting yesterday when I started the row and I thought that's probably not a wise thing to do. So I'll put it to one side. I'm back. For anyone that didn't watch last week, I made a huge mistake, and I cannot even show you it all right now because it's twisted on the needles. I'm knitting the forest foliage from Botanical Knits 2, and I made a huge mess last week, and I talked about it on the podcast, and I did manage to pick up all the stitches, and I'm just kind of showing you this bit where the last leaf is. You can't see. Just after the tip of the leaf, I've gone back to, I did knit past the row I was at. So I'm back on track and I've only got 8 rows or so to do on this shawl. I thought I would have had it finished, but because my company arrived, I've just not knit on it as much as I would have liked to. I'm hoping it's going to be finished next week. There's not much to say about this right now because it's all just bundled up, and I have been talking about it for weeks. I will admit this. Oh, Bindi, don't bark! Yeah, Bindi's out with me, what a surprise. No barking, please! I have messed up a little again, but I'm not pulling it out. And once I can get it off the needles, I'll show you where. It's just a little part of this that I think I've gone a bit wonky on, and that's all I'm going to say. I am not pulling it out. I don't think many people will notice unless I point it out. Non-knitters, muggles will definitely not notice. I showed hubby it, I showed him it, I actually said look at that, and he couldn't see what I was getting at. So you need to have an eye for it, and obviously knitters will know, but it's no big deal. So I'm going to just put that away. Suffice to say, I did get the mess sorted out and I'm on my way to getting it finished. So I'll talk about that a little bit more next week. I'll talk about what yarn it is again and show you the pattern. But for now, it's one of those just nearly finished. It's not a finished object, it's nearly finished, and I'm excited about getting that off the needles. And I am so relieved I kind of figured out the mess I made. Very scary at the time, I have to say, but it's over with now and I'll get it off the needles. So, the next thing on the needles, I'll grab another bag. I'm working on my forest elf. Now, I must go into this, I must tell you this now. This is the title as well, a change of plans with the knitting. I did mention last week that I was going to make this deadline knitting as well as a shawl I had decided to cast on. I forgot to tell you the reason why, so I'll tell you it now. I have been invited to a retreat, a knitting retreat. And I don't have to fly anywhere because it's local. It's only about 2 hours away from me. So, I won't say where yet. I haven't actually asked if it's okay to share that kind of thing here. But I was contacted, as one of the viewers, one of the girls that watch my podcast, and she lives locally, asked if I wanted to go along to the retreat that she goes to every year. And in fact, they do this twice a year. And she wanted to know if I wanted to join them. And of course, I said yes. I'm so excited. I never thought I would have the opportunity to go on a retreat so soon. And this is just a small retreat. This is not like one of your, not the Stockinette Zombies or the SSKs where there's lots of, sponsors and things. Excuse me, itchy nose. This is just a group of a dozen or 12 or 14, I think, ladies that go to this place, and I will tell you, it's like a lodge cabin, or looks like a log cabin. I can't wait. So, what I was trying to get at last week was I wanted to try and get my next project, which is the Forest Elf, and let me grab my magazine because I did bring this just to quickly show anyone that's not seen it. I thought I would set a deadline and try and get my Forest Elf finished for the retreat because it's on September 4th, and I'm assuming that we're going to have a little cooler weather by then. And I've got to scratch my nose. Hold on. I had to scratch my nose. So this is Forest Elf, and it's a long jacket, and it's from the Simply Knitting magazine. I've showed this a few times, so I'll just do that quickly. The change of plans is, I don't think I need to rush to get this done. I think it might be the kind of knitting I want to take to the retreat because it is a lot plainer. I'm not going to need to knit on lace. I don't think so. I don't think I want to knit on lace while I'm at a retreat and I want to chat to girls. So I thought, okay, I can slow down with this now. This is a knit-along I'm doing with just one friend, and there's not a lot to show me. It's a mess to show you. But it's all, like you can see, it's plain stockinette for the most part. This is the back. I got the back done. It needs good blocking. On here is one of the sides. This is the right side I finished. And the sides have a tiny little, it's hard to tell to be honest, tiny little cable pattern on the edge. I've done a sleeve. That's this thing. So I've got lots of it going on. My nose is still itchy. And I am now onto, and oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of a row as well. I'm onto the left side, and I've got this much done. I've been knitting on this week. It's this very simple TV knitting, and on this side is another bit of the cable. So it's easy, you don't need to follow the pattern until the armholes. This is pretty straight up and down, there's no shaping. So my goal is to just knit that when I can. There isn't a deadline, and if I'm not finished it by September the 4th, it'll be something that I can definitely knit on at the retreat. And, oops, I dropped some of it, just to give you some more information for those that are wondering, because I do often want podcasters to tell me time and time again, just to remind me what they're using. I'm using a Peru Highland, I always forget, no it's not, Highland wool, but it's 80%, and then there's a 20% alpaca in this. It's from Elan Yarns Sierra Aran. I'll put that in there for now. So, those were the two main projects that I've been working on, and I've been talking about the past few weeks, so it might have been boring to listen to it all again. But I always assume there's some new viewers out there, and you might just want to know that. And with that said, I keep glancing over here where my notes are. Let's see. I said I forgot to mention it last week. All the other whips, let me have a look. I've gathered up all my other works in progress. All of these little sitting with me in the den here. And if I can grab them, I'm going to show you them really quickly. Mainly for my benefit as well. Oh, I'm looking at an airplane. Squirrel! It's for my benefit as well, because I just want to take stock of what's still on my needles. When I look at my Ravelry page and look at the works in progress, there doesn't seem many things, but that's because a few of them are old and, you know, they're off the first page, so to speak. One of them being, and I should have plans to pick this up in a couple of months, I really should. One of my oldest projects is my ribbons and lace shawl. I really need to pick this up. I think this has been going for nearly 2 years now. I started this on Pinktober, not last year but the year before. That sounds terrible. And I've never picked it up. Last year for Pinktober, and Pinktober, if you don't know, is a knit-along we have in October for breast cancer awareness. And I've done that twice with Kathy from the Knit Nerd podcast. Kathy's finished her shawl. I have not. So this is in my bag, and I don't have any intentions of picking it up in the next few weeks, but I really should try to get something done on it during October. I need to be a little bit more organised and do that. And I've just got a tiny little black and white picture here. That's the full. See, I don't have these ribbons yet. I'm working on this lace and this ribbon kind of thing, and then I think you pick up these stitches to knit the ribbon that way, because I'm currently knitting this way, I think. This is a pattern by Kimberly on Ravelry. She's Kimberly Gintar, and she gifted that to me and Kathy for the Pinktober knit-along 2 years ago. I was going to say last year. That is the oldest whip I've got. So the next thing, I also have this. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to be bending up and down. In my fat squirrel bag, and let me lean forward again because I didn't mention my bag. This is in a lovely breast cancer awareness bag that was gifted to me, and I'm sorry I forgot the name again because I don't write these things down, but thank you for this bag. And I do think of this person every time I pick the bag up, but the name's not coming to my mind just yet, so I'll maybe get that kind of information written down as well. I want to just be very informative, and I find off the time I'm not. I never have the information with me, so I need to work on that. This is lavender, and it's a sachet that came with the fat squirrel bag, and I love it. In here, it's, wow, I have a lot of, look at this, in this little bag. It looks little, but I've got nearly a whole sweater in here. Again, I don't have the pattern with me. It's from Barocco. It's a little book with some patterns in it, and I was using the new yarn that I got at the local yarn store is folio. I am not going to guess at what the yarn content is because I just don't know, and the label's not in here. But I started knitting earlier this year. It was March. I looked on my project page. It's called, I think it's Iwi. I think Helen told me it was Iwi. It's I-W-I, and I wanted to keep saying Iwi, but I think it's Iwi. It's a long sleeve tunic. It's like an A-line, long sleeves. I don't even know what this is. I think this is one of the side panels. I don't have the book to show you, but it's all here. This is one of the side panels because it's got, no, I don't know which way to show you. It's this way. I think that goes like that, and then a plain panel gets attached here. I didn't make much note of it. I just wanted to grab it and show you because this is one thing I nearly forgot about. I've got lots of pieces done. I think not the sleeve. I've got, this is one front, and this is going to be the back, 2 pieces to the back, and then there'll be 2 sleeves. So that is patiently waiting as one of my long whips, not as long as the shawl, but it's been a few months now. I cast on in March. And the reason I stopped knitting it is because it was starting to warm up, and I thought there's no point in trying to rush to get this finished because I'm not going to wear it. So that's something I should consider picking up again because, you know, it's already going to turn cool. That's my Bindi snorting. I don't even know where she's gone. I heard her. Oh, there she is. So that's another old whip I want to consider or think about getting on the needles. Well, it's on the needles. Goodness, I want to consider getting it picked up and worked on again. The other thing, I've grabbed all of these things. This is super, super old. And it's in my little Winnie the Pooh bag. I like matching the yarn to the bags if I can, just like that one. This, I love the combination of this bag and yarn. Isn't that just a great match? I love it. This is supposed to be a light orange, but I always think it's like it's just a nice yellow colour to me. It's sock bunny yarn. It's got a little sparkle to it. Don't know if you'll see it there. And I was knitting a sock with it. It's called light orange. Oh, sorry, John. You're upside down there. That's John from the Sock Bunny Studios Etsy store. And he is the co-host of Sock Bunny Knit and Fit podcast with Kimberly. I knit one sock, look. Ta-da! It's gorgeous, and it's just sat in here for months. It's since last year. It's a lovely lace pattern. I've made it shorter. On the pattern, it's actually a longer sock, but I generally like ankle socks. I have never cast on the second sock, and honestly, I was thinking about unpicking this. What's my hair doing? I thought, it's got that second sock syndrome, and I just don't want to cast on the second sock. But I don't want to frog this either, so I think I'll have to cast on the second sock. That is another old work in progress. Let's put this down here. And for regular viewers, you've obviously seen all of these. If you've been watching for months on end, you'll be remembering these. And this is the inside of my bag. I love this little bag. This is one of my bags, Kiki Boo. So that is the sock in there. What else have we got? Avalon. Where did I put my Avalon? I think it's in here. Yes, it is. This is another thing I would like to get some work done on it. This gorgeous wrap. And this was gifted to me last year. I tell you this every time, but for new viewers, this was gifted to me from a friend in England. And it arrived on Christmas Eve, and I love seeing that. It arrived on Christmas Eve. It was 2 skeins of this delicious yarn, silky sock yarn from Lioness Arts. It's 50% merino, 50% silk. The colourway is Moonlight, and I caked it up and I started knitting on this on Christmas Day. But then I fell short because look, that's all I got done. Very sad, and so I need to start trying to pick this up as well. I should set a goal to get this finished by Christmas Eve this year and wear it. You'd think that would give me plenty of time, but you know, you're not going to get finished a project if you don't pick it up, and I tend to not pick things up. But as I said, I didn't see it. The Avalon is by Nadia Cretin-Lechen. It's a paid for pattern, I think, on Ravelry. I think it is. But this is what this was with the package, so I haven't printed out another one, so it's getting quite tatty, the paper, but that's another old project. I didn't think I had this many, but I obviously do. The next one, let me see if I can grab the bag. I think it's this one. Hold on. Bindi, bark. Sorry about that. I had to pause it. My father-in-law was wanting to just leave. He's headed out to check out a local golf course, and they were waiting for me to kind of stop, have a break in the video, and I wasn't breaking. So that's why Bindi barked. And we see puppies are out here with me. Hopefully they'll stay quiet, and I won't have to say, "Don't you dare bark." So let's get on. I was talking about another project. This I think I'm going to frog. I'm going to take a leaf out of Diane's book from Knitables. I think she just had a big frogging session recently with some of the old projects she has on the needles. Some of these old projects I really do want to finish. This one I'm going to pull out, and it is my Cloudland. A few months ago probably I started this for my year-long Knitalong swap, and once I finished this first mitt, I didn't do the thumb hole. I thought it might be too small for the girl I'm knitting. So I put it aside, knit a different pair, and thought I'll get round to knitting this one, you know, later on. But when I think about it, I won't wear it. I tend not to wear long fingerless mitts very often, and I have a few pair for myself. So I think I'm going to frog that and use the yarn for something else for me. And the yarn is absolutely gorgeous, and it is, yes, Dancing Dog Dye Works. Tweedy sock, and it's superwash merino 85% and a 15% Donegal nip, and it's called Blossom. So it's like a tweedy with the little black neps in. I don't know if you can see it here. I don't know if you can see many of the little black. There you can. I don't know if you can see the little black neps, but anyway, I love the colours in this. So I don't know if it'll be socks or a cowl or what. I don't know what it will become, but it's not becoming mittens, so I will be frogging that one. But that's another thing in my bag, and I keep forgetting to say it. And this is one of my faves, my Lorax bag. This is actually the very first Kiki Boo bag I ever made. It does have like fabric handles, which I know a lot of other bag makers use, but to be honest, it's a tighter fit, so I tend to like to use the cord. And I didn't show you this bag there with the other thing in, and this is my Knitting's My Bag from Lois, and she uses the cord too. And I like just how these ones kind of open and pull a little easier. I find this one that I made it pulls okay and it stays shut nice, but I don't sew these kind of handles anymore. And this one was just a plain inside grey, but I love that. I think I just recently watched the movie when I found that fabric. Oh, I gotta show you this, hold on. There's our resident co-host, little Miss Bindi, found her spot on the chair there. Did you want to say hi? Hey Bindi! And actually Mr. Boo is over here as well, being quiet. Hold on. I have to stop and start the camera when I want to flick it backwards and forwards. So there's Mr. Boo as well, being very quiet for now, so I'll let them stay out here. So let's just position that. So that's another, that was the work in progress. That's a Cloudland. I'm going to frog it. I really want to get organised with everything. And I tend to find like I want to do that when I'm chatting to you about it, but you know, once I'm off camera, I seem to run out of time and don't get to do what I say I want to do. The other I've got two more things left, and one I don't have with me, and it's the log cabin blanket. Last year I started to try and knit a log cabin blanket, and it was going to be for hubby for Christmas, but he works from home now, so it was very difficult to knit on it, and so I just put it to one side and he didn't get it. I didn't bring it with me. I'm just using Vanna's Choice acrylic, and it's on the needles. I don't intend to pull it off, and really I would like to try and pick it up and knit some on it, but I'm not sure if I should try and sneakily knit it and make it a gift still for this Christmas, or if I should just knit on it and tell him I'm knitting a big, you know, blanket for us. I'm not sure. And the last one, oh hang on, I've got two things here. What have I got in here? Oh yeah, that was the first thing and I didn't show you it. It's not the last one, but the last one on my list was another blanket. I started the Afghan, my legacy. I did put that in here in my lovely Rainforest Studios huge bag with the clear window. I haven't worked on it. I just start one square. I've not got very far and I've not touched it in the past week. And my goal was to do one square, throw it in the wash because I'm just using the Red Heart acrylic, and I want to see if it's going to wash softer and if it's going to feel nice. If it's not, then I'm not going to carry on. I'm going to find some better yarn. Just acrylic so that we can wash it, but a nicer, softer acrylic. So I didn't get that finished. I should pick that up and just, you know, finish a square and get on with making a decision about it. But that was the last thing I was going to show you. And then the first thing on my list here with the works in progress, and I totally didn't see it in another Knitting's My bag, was a shawl I cast on, Moon Dance, by Jenna from the Retro Lemon podcast. Retro Lemon Studios, I think is her shop on Ravelry, or her design shop, and it's Jenna Krupar. I cast this on, and again, getting back to the title, this was going to be deadline knitting because I was wanting to knit a shawl for my mom, and her birthday is September 15th. I didn't touch this last week either. This is all I got done. And I've decided a change of plans. This is not going to, I'm not going to rush to try and get this knit by her birthday. I think what I might consider doing is sending her the forest foliage for her birthday as a shawl, a gift. And if I can, it's not definite, but if I can knit this for Christmas, then I can send her a nice, you know, shawl again at Christmas. I'm not sure about that yet. I just know I've changed my plans to get this done in the next few weeks. Because to be honest, once you start setting deadlines, for me it takes out all of the joy of the knitting. So no deadline for the jacket, Forest Elf, no deadline for this shawl. No deadlines at all, to be honest. That purple I just showed you was my Volmizer, and I've actually got the label in the bag. Shock horror. And this was it. I didn't show you up close. Nice kind of different shades of purple, probably with bindi fibre hair all over the place. But so that was the first thing I was going to show you, but that's the last thing I have to show you where the whips are concerned. Let's see what we're moving on to. So there's lots of things in the den with me this week. Poor things, they're not getting any work done on them. And what left the den this week? Nothing. Nothing finished. And I still haven't cast on the little L puff that I want to finish. So that's at the back of my mind. I'll try to get that done. I'm not saying for next week, but just soon. Okay, so moving into Cal news, Knitalong. The Christmas in July Knitalong finished. I locked the thread on, I think, August 1st, and that was like 5 days ago. I'm sorry to say, I apologise now, I'm not going to do the drawing today. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep you waiting for one more week because I'm just not organised enough. I wanted to bring the gifts out with me to draw and show you the gifts, and I don't have them, so I'm going to wait one more week. If I remember at the top of my head, I am giving a bag away, and the other prize I mentioned last week was from Deb, excuse me, catching in my throat, from Deb, fondantfibre.com. She has, oh gosh, donated, I can't get the word out, she's donated a skein of yarn from her shop, and instead of sending it to me, she's going to let you pick something from her shop. So the winner, you go to Deb's shop and then you would tell me or tell her what you want. She also said that she had a coupon code going for fibre that she has, and it was TDF 2014, and she extended the coupon code to, I think it was the 8th of August, so you got 2 more days. If you see this today, or tomorrow you got 1 more day, and it's for, you know, it was for the Tour de Fleece, so she extended that to August the 8th, and I think it was for 14% off any of the fibre. I'm guessing at the percentage because I didn't write that down, so sorry about that. Still talking about the knit-alongs. Mine is finished. My next knit-along will be the Pinktober. I'm going to get in touch with Kathy to see if she's hosting it as well again this year. And the other bit of news I wanted to say is the Christmas knitting just because July is finished, it doesn't mean you have to stop. Dan and Kay from the Bakery Bears podcast is hosting their first KAL, and it's Get Ahead of the Game, which I love the name of. So it's Christmas knitting. Bindi! No. Thank you. It's Get Ahead of the Game, Christmas knitting, get started on some knitting. So go straight into that. And I think Kay said, if you've already started something and you didn't get it finished for my Knitalong, then post it in their Knitalong once you get it finished in August. So it doesn't have to have been started August 1st. Anything you're knitting on, a Christmas gift that you had started, perhaps say for my Knitalong, put it in their Knitalong and you'll have a chance to win. I forgot what their prizes are. I'm not sure if they mentioned it yet. Might be a bag from Kay as well. Can't remember. So I'll tell you about that once I find out. But if you haven't seen it, I don't think anyone that watches this podcast has not seen Dan and Kay's. It's fabulous. So if you haven't, Bakery Bears podcast, find their group on Ravelry and just watch them. I know I'm not the only one that absolutely loves them. Hi Dan and Kay. They're on vacation right now at Chatsworth, and their next podcast they're going to show us around one of the stately homes, Chatsworth House. I cannot wait. All right. Into... Where did I put it? Oh man, I don't know if it's in here. Oh, I can see it. I know where it is. I was going to go into spinning. I have a spinning section again. Hold on. I got to reach forward. This, I got some yarn off the wheel and I didn't ply it. It was something I showed you last week. I was spinning a thick, what is it, merino? Yeah, a superwash wool. I was spinning a superwash wool that has Angelina, it says Angelina Silk Cash here. Oh, I don't know. This is what I finished. This was gifted to me last year, or it might have been the year before, but I hadn't been spinning much. And I don't know if it's, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's saying superwash wool, Fire Star, Angelina Silk Cash. So I don't know if that means it's got a little bit of silk in it, cashmere in it. It has that Angelina in it, I can see it. Not sure if you can. It never focuses when I do this. But I spun this and I was spinning it thick, and here it is, and oops, I've got the ribbon on so I can't undo it all. I spun it kind of thick and I intended it to be a single ply again. Andy, hold on. That was my dog barking. Sorry about that. I was talking about my spinning. I've just left it a single ply and it's kind of thick. I don't know why, but when I'm doing this, trying to spin thick to keep it a single ply, it's getting very just over twisted. I just don't know why. Because when I spin really thin, it's not got a, it doesn't have an over twist in it. It doesn't twist too much. This does, and the other one I did the other week did. My goal was to try and start spinning some hand spun for some friends for Christmas gifts, and I'm not sure. I'll have to just keep practicing because, let me see if I can, I'm just not sure that I would gift this just yet. I don't know. For one, it doesn't feel very soft to me. I did only get 179 yards out of it as well, so not a lot of, yarn there. So I don't know if it'll be a gift or if I would like to try and, gosh, I wish you could see this. I'd like to try and knit some of these thick kind of yarns that I've spun first to see whether I'm happy or not with how, things turn out. I got to show you this, but I'm going to have to take the camera off the stand to show you. This is what's at my feet. All of my bags, and look at that fluff there. What you doing, Bindi? Bindi? She's curled up on top of all my project bags. Bindi! She's not wanting to look either. Oi! Thank you. You want to say hi and look at everybody? You're cozy. Crazy dog. So that's what's at my feet. Sorry, she jumped because I wiggled my toes there. Bindy's sitting, she's trying to just snuggle right up and sit right on the bags. Anyway, let's move on. I'm wanting to talk about, this is something I forgot to do last week. I had a new section the week before, which was new to the queue, I'm going to call it. If I'm putting anything in my knitting queue, I thought I would show you and chat a couple of seconds about it. I forgot to do that last week, but this week, in fact, to be honest, it was just this morning. I saw this on Ravelry. I fetched out the iPad to show you. This is Kristen's iPad, and I haven't pulled it up yet, so bear with me. I saw this pattern today, and ooh, I absolutely love it. Now, and apparently it's going to be a knit-along. I don't know if it wasn't mystery. It can't be a mystery knit-along. It's going to be a knit-along, I think, on September 1st. I got to log into Ravelry. It's a knit-along with the Plucky Knitter. So I just want to bring it up. I hope this logs me in. I forgot if that's my password. Yay, it looks like it's working. So I'll go to my queue because I did add it this morning, and I want to knit this pretty soon. I think it just looks fabulous. You might have seen it, but you might not have. It's a paid for pattern, the Plucky Knitter. It's a sport weight, and let me just zoom in on the picture so we can see it. I want to try, which one shall I show you first? Here we go. It's called Posh Petals. You might have seen it. I hope I can turn it around without it flicking off. Look at that. Have you seen it yet? I absolutely love it. I'll show you one more picture. This is what caught my eye as well, the way she's got it draped around. Get rid of the glare. Actually, I think it looks better like that. There's no glare that way. Look at that. And look at the pink one. There's only two made because I'm not sure if she's just released the pattern. I just love the shades of the colours, and then the thick stripe, well not thick, oh my gosh, you know, like the darker thin stripe across it. That's gone in my queue, and when I was reading it, it said, this pattern is available for $6. Take 25% off all the patterns. Dogs, dogs, dogs. I forgot where I am now because I got interrupted again. That was my dog barking, or both of them. Hubby's took them round into the backyard now to throw a ball for them, so I can get this finished. As I was saying, the pattern is by Rose Beck, Posh Petals, and it's going to be a knit-along. I'm not sure if I would do the knit-along. Where's it starting? Oh, it says it's part of the Plucktember head to toe knit-along, starting September 1st. So check it out on Ravelry. It's published, I was like, Rosy Posy. Posh Petals by Rose Beck, and then you could read, you know, all about the knit-along and stuff like that. I don't think I'll get started with a knit-along, but I do want to look at that and find some fabulous yarn for it. I just love the colour changes. So that was in my queue. I really liked that, and I would like to consider getting it on the needle soon, but I think I've got a lot of whips I need to think about doing something with first. Okay, let's move into book talk. Oh. I have a confession to make. I haven't started it. Actually, I started it and I think I got 3 pages read. So, this was our read-along for anyone that's new. We read the first book in this series last month, and this is the second one, Patterns in the Sand. I had not had a chance to break it down into chapters, and I've not had a chance to read it. So I will try to get ahead of the game. I'll try to get ahead and get to where we should be next week, and I will try to put the breakdown of how many chapters. So I'm sorry, letting you down a bit there. I will catch up. So we'll talk about it. I can't discuss anything yet because I haven't read it. Thank you to those that are leaving little messages in the read-along thread, and for you, if you're joining in again, this will be the last one I read as a read-along for a little while, because as I mentioned last week, things start to get busy. I will have some books to read for the neighbourhood book club, so I'm not sure, I can't stay committed to reading one of these every month just yet. I think I mentioned last week also that I might consider like a Halloweeny mystery read-along and then a Christmas one that doesn't have to be this series. So it's something I'll think about. And book club in the neighbourhood is actually tonight. I'm looking forward to going to that. I read the book a few months ago. It was Mitch Albom's latest one called The First Phone Call from Heaven. So I read that a while back because I got it out of the library. Because it was one of his new ones, there was a waiting list. But they do put a couple of books on the shelves in the library, or it's at the front on a display, and they call it Lucky Something. So if you're lucky enough to just see it, you can take it and read it. You won't be able to renew it because it is, it's got to go back and give somebody else a chance to grab it. And then there's also a waiting list for people who obviously don't see it on the shelf. I saw it, I got it, and I read it because I knew it was coming up for the August meeting. So I'll be at that tonight, and I can't even remember what the book is for September, but I'll need to start reading that for the next month's meeting along with this. So apologies for not really being ahead with that. Show and tell, none. I don't think I have anything. I've got nothing right now for show and tell. So we're going to jump straight into. I didn't bring the pictures. I was going to go into girly chatter, but I didn't bring the pictures again of my cake that I decorated. So I think I'll hold off again. I'm sorry. Just mainly because I stopped and start this video, I don't know how long it's going on for. It sometimes feels like forever, and I don't want to bore you. And I don't feel organised enough to chat about that. So I'm going to skip through it. I'm really sorry. And that just leaves me to jump into the Kiki Boo bags, just a little tiny update. The shop, I closed it for the month of August. So I will reopen it on September 1st, and I'm hoping that I do get a chance to get some bags sewn for the fall, probably Halloween bags as well, and stitch markers, Zeded Bupper pills. I want to get more in there. For those that ordered them and have received them, thank you for your order, and thank you for the feedback when you leave reviews on the Etsy shop. I'm glad you're liking them. And if you don't know what I mean by Zeded Bupper pill, you need to watch some previous episodes or go watch Dan and Kay's episodes as well. I'm hoping to get some things like that made, ready for the shop. I will show you one thing I have just got the chance to sew a bag this week. I'm going to change it up a little bit. It needs work, but I showed on Instagram, I finally sewed, here it is, a grab and go, that's what I'm calling it, the grab bag. And I think it's also known as a Japanese knot bag. So this is what it's like. And to close it and carry it, you slip one handle into the other. And then, it can be on your wrist. You could still have the yarn coming out and knit. I've been wanting to try this style for a while, and I did get the chance to sew it this week, as I said. This one, I've put pockets in, but it's just flat. It doesn't have a flat bottom. It's like, flat like that, not a flat bottom. I did put pockets in it. Oh, I can't grab hold of it now. But they're not very deep. I can't get a phone in. It's just really for perhaps like tape measure. I can't even think of what else. Now that I've made it, I think I've just made the pockets a little bit small. So I'm going to play around with the size. I might make it a little deeper so I can get deeper pockets in it. And I might actually sew up a little bit further up the sides here and here. So it doesn't really need to be that open. So I might come up with the stitching here and here, and it would still, you know, loop through this side. And I want it to be stitched there and there kind of thing. But I'm happy with how it turned out, and I love this fabric. So that is really the update with the shop. It's closed for now. I'm hoping I might make these for a little while instead of drawstring bags. Just because I enjoyed sewing this, and I love making the wedge bags, the zipper bags. So I might not do drawstring bags for a little while unless you ask me specifically, and I'll do a custom order for you. But I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to put them in the shop for a few months. I might concentrate on supply, putting these in, grab bags, grab and go, or the wedge, different sizes. I usually do a medium or a small. I haven't done a large for a while, but that's my plan. And with that said, that's the end of the show. So, hope you've enjoyed it, and apologies for stops and starts or anything like that. I don't think it will make it, I don't think it would spoil the show for you, so I'm sorry that I'm saying sorry. I know I shouldn't apologise. I'll wrap that up, and I'll just say thanks for joining me here again, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a fabulous week, as always, and I hope you come back next week and join me in the knitting den. Bye guys.